Some places feel old, some places feel forgotten, but the ancient Ram Inn feels cursed. In the quiet Gloucestershire village of Watton-under-Edge, a crooked timber-framed house stands on a sloping street. Its roof dips, its beams twist, its walls sag with the weight of centuries. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than another relic of the past. But step inside, and you feel it. A pressure, a heaviness, a chill that settles in your bones. The inn's story begins in 1145, almost 9 centuries ago, built to house masons working on the nearby church of St. Mary. But the ground it rose upon was no ordinary ground. Archaeologists whisper of ancient pagan burial sites here, bones beneath the soil, rituals performed under moonlight, sacrifices offered to gods long forgotten, and ley lines, invisible currents of Earth's energy. The inn sits at their crossing point, for some, a sacred place, for others, a gateway. For centuries, the inn changed hands. It was a priest's residence, then a hostelry for weary travelers, then a family home. But always, the stories remained. Strange sounds at night, cold winds creeping through locked rooms, a presence always watching. When John Humphreys, a retired lorry driver, bought the property in the 1960s, he thought he was buying a home. What he found instead was a nightmare. From the very first night, something felt wrong. He claimed invisible hands pulled at his bedsheets. Doors opened on their own. Objects flew across rooms. He awoke one night to find himself dragged from his bed, his arms pinned by something unseen. He prayed, he shouted, he begged. The grip released, but the fear never left him. John was not alone. Visitors too reported the same. A sudden smell of burning sulfur, heavy footsteps pacing overhead, the sound of children crying in the dead of night. One guest, terrified, ran into the cold darkness and refused to re-enter. Another swore she saw a tall, shadowy figure leaning over her bed, its face blank, featureless, endless. But the strangest discovery came from beneath the floors. While repairing the foundations, John uncovered something unsettling. Small bones, fragments of pottery, primitive daggers, signs, he believed, of ancient ritual sacrifice. And with every discovery, the activity grew stronger. Rooms became infamous, the most notorious, the bishop's room. Centuries ago, a bishop tried to exorcise the inn. Local legend says he failed. He fled the room, vowing never to return. Inside that chamber, countless visitors have described visions. A phantom monk standing in the corner, a cavalier pacing near the fireplace, a young girl pale and silent staring from the bed. Some say they've seen soldiers, others women in white, and some darker things, shapes that have no face, no form, yet radiate hate. Paranormal investigators rank the bishop's room among the most terrifying places in England. Many refuse to enter at all, but John lived here, alone, for decades. He refused to abandon the house. Some say he was protecting it, others that he was trapped by it. The longer he stayed, the darker the stories became. A spectral cat leaping from the shadows, a succubus that pressed down on visitors as they slept. Even the apparition of a woman hanged for witchcraft, condemned centuries ago, her spirit forever restless. Children who visited sometimes spoke of the bad man, though no adult saw him. Dogs barked wildly at corners of empty rooms. And always, always, the whispers. What was it about this house? Was it cursed from the beginning? Or did the centuries of fear themselves feed something, waiting in the dark? As word spread, the ancient Ram Inn became more than a house. It became a legend. But the story was far from over. The ancient Ram Inn soon became a magnet for thrill seekers, for skeptics, for paranormal investigators desperate for answers. Teams arrived with cameras, recorders, sensors. They documented what they could. EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, captured faint whispers. "Leave! Get out! Help me!" Thermal cameras showed figures where no one stood. Batteries drained in seconds. Lights flickered. One BBC crew, hardened professionals, left in fear after their equipment repeatedly failed. They admitted on air they could not explain it. Psychics described a vortex in the house, a swirling portal of energy. Some said souls were trapped here. Others, that something far older, far darker, resided at its core. And yet, skeptics argue differently. They say it is psychology, suggestion. The mind plays tricks in an old, creaking house. Shadows deceive. Stories plant fear. But does fear alone slam doors? Does fear alone leave bruises on skin? The debate rages on. So what are the theories? Theory 1. Pagan sacrifice. The artifacts John discovered, bones, daggers, pottery, suggest ritual activity. Were human sacrifices performed here? Did victims' spirits remain bound to the land? If so, are they the ones who cry out in the night? Theory 2. Ley lines. The inn sits at the crossing of two major ley lines. Some believe these lines channel energy from ancient sites, like Stonehenge. Could this concentration of energy amplify spiritual activity? Could it explain the house's endless hauntings? Theory 3. Poltergeists. Unlike traditional hauntings, poltergeists are violent. They move objects. They attack. Some experts argue poltergeists feed on human energy, stress, fear. Was John Humphreys himself, with his decades of obsession, unknowingly fueling the activity? Theory 4. Demonic presence. For centuries, priests and bishops tried to exorcise this house. If it was only ghosts, why did the clergy flee? Some believe the inn is host not to human spirits, but something inhuman, something that cannot be banished. Theory 5. Collective fear. And perhaps it is all in the mind. The inn is ancient, dark, crooked. Its walls whisper with age. Visitors come expecting fear, and they find it. Could the legend itself be the haunting? Which theory is true? Which is delusion? And which is something we are not ready to face? Even after John Humphreys' death in 2017, the house remains. His daughter continues to preserve it. Tours are offered. Ghost hunts continue. And the stories persist. Guests still flee in terror. Investigators still leave scratched and shaken, and always the crying of unseen children. The ancient Ram Inn stands today not just as a building, but as a warning. What happens when land itself refuses to rest? What happens when a house becomes a prison for souls? And what happens when those souls are not alone? The truth remains unsolved, and perhaps it is better that way. What do you think truly haunts the ancient Ram Inn? Are the whispers of poltergeists real, or shadows of our own fear? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want more stories from the edge of the unknown, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more shadows of the unsolved.